Hello guys, this is ATM of Awesome coming at you from wherever I am for my 50 video special. Yes, I do have 50 videos now, but only 16 subscribers. Seriously, I was expecting to do not okay, but not this bad. This is horrible. Well, anyway, for my 50 video special, I'm doing my first top 10. I am doing top 10 favorite Pokemons list. So, enjoy this. Now, for number 10, I want to start off this list with something from Gen 1. Yeah, I kind of like Gen 1. I mean, it was fun, but, I liked this Pokemon a lot. It was, my first starter, Blastoise. Now, I like Blastoise. I liked all of the others too, but Blastoise just stood out for me, or Squirtle as it was back then. But I always just destroyed everything in my path with Blastoise when he became leveled up. And like, I beat the Elite Four with just my Blastoise and my rival. So yeah, that was pretty cool. For number 9, this one is from 3rd Gen. It is Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir so much. In 3rd Gen when I got him, I destroyed so many things with him. Like, he was way better than my starter that I had, which was Mudkip. I mean, Mudkip was great, but I always got that Curlia, Ralts, and Gardevoir, and that was just amazing. I destroyed everything. So, Gardevoir is awesome. For number 8, we have a Pokemon that isn't very that good because it's only the first form, but I loved its appearance in the anime. It is Snivy. While Superior is good, it doesn't look as good as Snivy because it lost all of its limbs. Meanwhile, Snivy is there awesome, and in the anime it's like so snooty and everything, and just is like Ash's best Pokemon in that. I wasn't a huge fan of the anime, but Snivy always stood out to me as a great Pokemon, which is why I chose him as my first starter. No, not my first starter, but when I played Black and White. Yeah. For number 7, I have my starter I chose for Gen 6. My personal favorite, Chespin. Well, this isn't Chespin because Chestnut's way cooler than that. Chespin sort of has, like, puberty, looks cute as a kid, but then goes through the awkward teenage levels, a stupid Quilladin, and then Chestnut, that awesome guy. He was my favorite out of every 6th Gen starter, and is probably my favorite starter out of all of them. Yep, this is the last starter on the list, but I love Chestnut. He was awesome with his, spiky shield. That was great. It was just so funny when they used a physical attack on that. Well, next is number 6, Jumpluff. Yeah, no, I didn't really like Jumpluff. In fact, I hated him. I thought he was just a piece of crap at first. But then Gen 6 came around, and I battled this girl with an amazing Jumpluff. So, being the natural copier that I am, I got a Jumpluff of my own, and destroyed everything with it. I made sure its speed was high. It had the move Sleep Powder to put them to sleep at first. It also had the move, Leech Seed. Yeah, that's it. Forgetting it for a little bit. Yes, Leech Seed, which was even awesomer because I put it to sleep, then Leech Seed it, then Substitute when it would wake up. And then I put back to sleep and I'd use Infestation on it, which was great because it would just rack up a ton of damage while it was asleep and I was in Substitute, and it could never hit me. And that is why I love Jumpluff, and he made my spot for number 6. So I wasn't a huge fan of Lucario at first, but then 6th Gen came around where he could Mega Evolve. I wasn't a huge fan of his Mega Evolution at first, but then I realized that was awesome with close combat, and I just close combat everything. And like, it was so overpowered, and I loved it. And that is why Mega Lucario is number 5. It only gets better from here, remember. Number 4, Darmanitan. I loved 5th Gen. It was great, but I got Darmaka, and I just destroyed everything with it. Or, I'm using that way too much. It was amazing. And then Ice Gym came and beat that to the pulp. And then Black and White 2 came, and I caught another Darumaka, because I didn't really have another DS I could use to transfer. So I just had to catch another Darumaka, and that one was even better. It was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100. And that is why I love Darumanitan. Now, number 3 is a great Pokemon, but this is more specific to the only Pokemon, or to this Pokemon I had. It is not, I typically don't like this Pokemon, but Shiny Lapras. So, back in Gen 5, because that's when everything happened in Black and White 2, I was in a huge trading thing, and I was just trading a ton of shinies around, and I got my hands on a shiny Ludicolo, and I was pretty hesitant at first, but eventually some guy wanted to trade a shiny Lapras for that, and I was like, yes, because shiny Lapras is pretty cool. But I wasn't expecting him to be that great. He had an awesome moveset with Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump. He only had 3 moves, but I taught him Psychic eventually, and he just destroyed everything with all of his diverse move types, and that is why I love Lapras, and he is my number 3. Number 2, my favorite 2nd gen Pokemon, Espeon. I love the Psychic type. It is like my favorite type in the game. And Espeon came, and my brother told me that he was awesome, so of course I got one, and I loved it. It was so great. I used it everywhere. And he's just so adorable too in his shiny form. Green is used quite often for shiny forms, but it never looked this good on a Pokemon. Something about green on Espeon looks so fitting. Just looked beautiful. And Espeon is super powerful too, and he's probably, in my opinion, and maybe even true, the best evolution. I love him. Number 1, quick drumroll please. That was me pounding on my own legs. Well, wait, that sounded wrong. Never mind. But my number 1 Pokemon is from Gen 1. And he is amazing. I love this Pokemon so much. He is Dragonite. Dragonite is my favorite Pokemon ever. I used him in like every generation because after the first time I got him, which I can't remember which generation that was, but I just destroyed everyone in Gen 5. Yeah, Gen 5, I was just Wi-Fi battling. I had Dragon Dance on him, Earthquake, Outrage. I love Outrage, by the way. It's awesome. And, what was the last move? Thunderbolt. Can't go wrong with Thunderbolt. And he's just so great and can, like, destroy everything. Yes, he is a pseudo legendary, but he is amazing. So, if you don't have a Dragonite, get one, because they are the best, in my opinion. But, like, look up on Cerebi, top, like, I think it's 200 Pokemon. It says 100, but it's really 200. And Dragonite is the most powerful non-legendary there is on there. So, he's amazing. Get a Dragonite. That's my recommendation. I've recommended Dragonite. This has been a good list. First top 10. High five. Well, I'm gonna go now, because there's also worse Pokemon than these. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge for our next one. They're bad Pokemon. Spoiler alert, I'm doing another top 10, but it's going to be worse Pokemon. Just getting the Pokemon ones out of the way before anything else. Because they're bad Pokemon, or Pokemon I don't like. Maybe it's design, maybe they're just overrated. Well, see ya.